One of the best indicators of longevity is leg strength. The greatest physiologist to consult if you want to know how to strengthen your body and legs so you may live a long, healthy life is Dr. Michael Joyner. One of the foremost authorities on human performance, lifespan, and exercise physiology is Dr. Michael Joyner. His main areas of study include the effects of exercise, especially endurance training, on longevity, muscle function, and cardiovascular health. In this video, he outlines the top 3 doable ways to strengthen your legs, which you can perform right before bed or at any time of day. He also discusses the greatest foods to strengthen your legs. Let's listen to Dr. Joyner explain why we need to strengthen our bodies before he goes over some useful advice to take home.
The primary cause of the rising incidence of chronic illnesses is obesity. Population mortality decreased from 1980 in roughly 2010, and it is now beginning to level off or perhaps slightly increase. What's causing that? The basic causes are that obesity and inactivity are connected to an increase in diabetes, a slowdown in the decrease of cardiovascular disease, an increase in malignancies related to obesity, and an increase in Alzheimer's disease. Of course, we're the best in the U.S. The percentage of persons who are overweight or obese is shown by the dark blue counties. The worse, the darker the blue. As you can see, there is a significant overlap between the diabetes incidence and the dark blue counties. The southeast and the so-called stroke belt are especially challenging and problematic. The good news is that adopting an active lifestyle can correct the underlying causes of chronic diseases like obesity and even lower your risk of developing cancer. It's never too late, which is the finest part. Beginning in your 50s, 60s, or later might still have a significant impact.
Vigorous, fit people in their late 50s and early 60s tend to live a long time. Now, I just saw a new paper out, and it's in the Mayo Clinic Proceedings from the group at Ball State, and they tracked people who went from inactive to active in middle age. And so they saw, and people that remained inactive and people who remained active. And what was most interesting about that is the people who increased their activity, increased their exercise, and increased their working out, and shifted from the low activity, low fitness group to the high fitness group, got the same health benefits of people who were very fit when they entered the program.
Additionally, you can extend your life expectancy by 3 or 4 years simply by engaging in moderately intense physical activity for 30 minutes each day.
You can raise that even more if you put in a little more effort. What are the top 3 workouts that Dr. Joyner suggests? The best part is that they're easy, efficient, and convenient to do before bed or first thing in the morning, anywhere, at any time, and even while traveling. Push-ups are a measure of longevity. People who could perform more push-ups had better health results across a number of years, according to a recent research that tracked firefighters for several years. One could argue that these individuals were able to perform more push-ups because they were in better health, or that they were training harder, or something similar. However, Tracy, the concept behind a push-up or any other physical strength or fitness indicator is that it's highly predictive of your future health. Almost anything you can accomplish, including how quickly you can stand up. Can an elderly person even get out of a chair? Grip strength, a treadmill score, and other metrics are predictive, since frailty is a major issue for people as they enter later middle age and beyond the age of 65. People simply grow weaker. You witnessed it in orthopedic surgery, Tom. They break something, slip, and fall. Additionally, older adults who are robust, healthy, physically active, and powerful are far less prone to slip and fall than weak older adults. Additionally, they have a better chance of recovering if they do. The study, in my opinion, demonstrates that those who are physically active, fit, and have some muscle mass have better health outcomes than those who are not. Push-ups are a simple workout that may be performed on your knees, at an angle against a table, or on the kitchen counter, according to Dr. Michael Joyner of the Mayo Clinic. But being active is the most crucial aspect of maintaining good health. Recent studies have demonstrated that exercise training improves people's health status when they move from an inactive or unfit category to a fit category in middle age. How many people in the nation are able to perform 20 push-ups? A tiny minority, huh? Indeed, a tiny minority, 10 or 20%, perhaps even less. Are all age groups considered to be cumbersome at that point? A man's heart disease risk may be accurately predicted by the quantity of push-ups he can perform. According to a recent Harvard study, males are 96% less likely to develop cardiovascular problems if they can complete more than 40 push-ups in a time test, which takes around a minute. According to the American Heart Association, almost half of American people suffer from cardiovascular disease as of 2016. Furthermore, walking for even 10 minutes each day can help you live a longer life. Exercise or physical activity during the first 10 minutes of the day is quite useful. Most days of the week, people think of 30 minutes, but even 10 minutes a day might be beneficial. So take action. Put your car in a slightly more distant spot. Make an effort to incorporate steps and physical activity into your everyday routine. However, you may question if 10 minutes is indeed sufficient. How much exercise is necessary for optimum health? Getting out and moving is the most crucial thing. The most effective medication anyone can recommend is 150 minutes of physical activity every week. And regardless of their level of fitness, practically everyone can engage in some form of physical activity, even if it's just walking. Additionally, these items are quite protective. Hence, I would advise people to take care of themselves and be as physically active as they can while watching the Olympics, the National Football League, or sports on television. This is because it is the way to be a healthy old person and enjoy life to the fullest. Jumping rope is the third simple workout that Dr. Joyner suggests. When I was 14, my mother gave me a jump rope, which I still have.
She gave me a gorgeous leather boxer's jump rope that, had ball bearings in the works. Additionally, I usually have it with me when I travel because you can always jump rope, even in a hotel parking lot. It works, even though people think you're crazy. It's an absolutely amazing workout. So why does Dr. Joyner stress physical activity so much? Additionally, NASA ordered staff at the University of Texas Southwestern Medical Center in Dallas to place 2 athletes and 5 other college-age males on bed rest in 1966. And after only 3 weeks of bed rest, their level of fitness drastically decreased. Curiously, 30 years later, these same individuals returned to Dallas with Ben Levine and his band and the late Jerry Mitchell. They were now in their early 50s. It's amazing, but 3 weeks of bed rest resulted in the loss of physiological function that comes with 30 years of aging. Thus, it's a fantastic study. And those kinds of little studies are among the things that are educational. And for that reason, it's crucial to just refrain from any kind of inactivity. And it's the way to go, whether you're looking for low-grade physical activity, gardening, walking your dog, taking a flight of stairs occasionally, or purposeful exercise. Although he doesn't recommend a strict diet, Dr. Michael Joyner highlights a number of important nutritional concepts that promote longevity, general health, and particularly leg strength. His strategy for eating healthily is based on giving the body the right kind of food, emphasizing muscle mass preservation, performance enhancement, and inflammation management, all of which are crucial as we age. The consumption of protein is one of Dr. Joyner's main points. Sarcopenia, or the progressive loss of muscle mass, especially in the legs, is a common condition that people encounter as they age. In order to counteract this, Joyner emphasizes how crucial it is to consume adequate, high-quality protein in order to maintain strength and lean muscle.
He suggests eating plant-based proteins like lentils, beans, and tofu, in addition to lean meats like chicken, turkey, and fish. Eggs, premium protein powders like whey or casein, and dairy items like Greek yogurt and cottage cheese are also great options. He suggests that in order to properly support muscle maintenance, active people and older adults should strive for 1.2 to 2.0 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight every day. Another important component of Joyner's nutritional framework is carbohydrates. As a specialist in endurance sports, he is aware of the critical role carbohydrates play in promoting both explosive strength and leg endurance. Joyner advises patients to eat nutrient-dense foods like whole grains like brown rice and oats, starchy vegetables like sweet potatoes and squash, and fresh fruits like berries and bananas, instead of avoiding carbohydrates. In order to optimize performance and facilitate recovery, he advises athletes and active people to prioritize carbs both before and after exercise. Joyner's recommendations include healthy fats in addition to protein and carbs, especially for reducing inflammation and extending life. He is in favor of adding monounsaturated fats and omega-3 fatty acids, which assist heart health, brain function, and muscle repair. He recommends a healthy fat profile that includes avocados, walnuts, flax seeds, olive oil, and fatty fish like salmon and sardines. A Mediterranean-style diet, which prioritizes certain kinds of fats for general health, closely resembles Joyner's recommendations. Joyner also emphasizes the need of electrolyte balance and hydration, particularly for preserving healthy leg function. Maintaining proper hydration is crucial for muscular contractions, circulation, and cramp avoidance. He recommends drinking water and herbal teas on a daily basis, as well as natural electrolyte sources like coconut water. While dark chocolate and almonds supply magnesium, foods like potatoes, bananas, and leafy greens aid in potassium replenishment. Joyner advises adding an electrolyte tablet or a pinch of sea salt to water for people who are exercising vigorously in order to maintain ideal balance. Lastly, Joyner acknowledges the significance of anti-inflammatory diets for maintaining muscle and joint health, especially with regard to leg mobility. He promotes the use of natural anti-inflammatory foods like ginger and turmeric, as well as fruits high in antioxidants such as citrus and berries. Dark leafy greens like spinach and kale, as well as green tea, which is prized for its polyphenol content, are other beneficial additions. Joyner suggests cutting out on processed foods, added sugar, and trans fats to reduce inflammation, which can exacerbate muscular discomfort and joint stiffness. Dr. Joyner warns against certain behaviors, but does not impose rigid food restrictions. In general, he suggests consuming fewer highly processed meals, such as fast food, refined cereals, and sugary snacks. Additionally, he cautions against drinking too much alcohol, since this might harm cardiovascular health and make recovery more difficult. Finally, he cautions against extreme calorie restriction, since it could result in unintended muscle loss. Dr. Joyner's nutritional philosophy is essentially centered on quality and balance, emphasizing real, nutrient-dense meals that support strong legs, nourish the body, and promote a long, active life.